Dun, 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 dun. No intro music because we're doing it off the cuff.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Welcome to Around the Seven Kingdoms, special live U.S. Nationals edition. We're doing a quick one, interview some people about their games, kind of test the waters a little bit with the live situation. Hopefully you guys see it. Jump on, give us some comments in the chat.
We would love some comments.
Yes.
Tell us how bad we are.
So we had, let me adjust some levels real quick. There we go. Better? Yeah, much better. Okay. So let's start with your games. Since you're
my games?
Yeah. Since you're the co-host, we gotta do you first.
Oh. All right.
What do you think? How was your first round?
Yeah, first round was great. I played. It all blurs together. It's been a long day.
Pull up your shit so we get it. I'm gonna pull up the stream so I can share it. You do that.
I'm so sorry we don't have this ready.
This is why
it's all his fault.
Hey, I'll take the blame. But yes, so
I played. Okay, round one. I played against a Night's Watch player. I gave a little bit of this earlier. He was a new player. This was his first major event. It wasn't close, really. You know, he's still learning. But great guy. And he's from the Montana group.
Okay.
So he has some good players to play with. I know.
Ganesh.
No, Ganesh is here.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, who's in the
Data
Link. So he's got some good people to play with. And that's the best.
Austin, the young wolf,
yeah,
is in that group.
And that's the best way to get better at the game is to play good people. And sometimes that means losing a lot early. But that's typical for everyone. And the big thing is don't let losing to someone who's really good and been playing for 5+ years discourage you. Everyone's elo is gonna start out and take a dip. And then it's gonna go back up. Everyone has that fish hook. I had that fish hook.
Mine keeps going.
Yeah, except this guy. So great guy. Wish him the best of luck. I know he's got, he had 3 more games today after our game and 2 more tomorrow. So round 2, I played against a Stark player.
Yeah, it wasn't Mike. Michael was round 3.
No, Michael was round 3. Stark in round 2. Right?
What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to share it on Facebook.
Rounds. Okay. Yes, so round 2 was honed and ready against Starks. And Mike, I kind of talked about in our last episode, my list was built for that game mode. So, get my plus-up armor on my archers, and I got to sit them on the side spot. I tried to flank his archers. He had his archers behind his Golden Company swordman, Foot Brendan. Mm-hmm. So I tried to flank him with my scout cavalry to go get those archers, but he played very cautiously with those archers and pulled them back almost to the other side of the board over the course of several rounds. So then I just left my scouts also on a point, so I was guaranteeing 2 points a round, which put pressure on him to put his units on points. And although he beat me to the center, I got Stannis, Muncher King mixed in there. And, I'd lay out a big hit. He'd heal up a ton because of Ned NCU.
Which Ned is.
And so the center really wasn't going anywhere. So I knew at that point I had to switch it up a bit. I either had to come off my points to throw everything at the center, which I didn't want to do because that was a big risk, which would have only netted me 1 zone to score, and it would have taken me time to get back to my old zones to score 3 around.
So you're probably losing actually 2 points.
So I just started throwing everything on the NCU board to throw everything onto arrows onto my opponent who was sitting on those. Because he had Stark Archers blocking on 6-ups, and his other unit was Tully Sworn Shields blocking on 3-ups, but he kept throwing 3 on the D3. So he was throwing 5 arrows at a time at his units, and it just was adding up. And so because of that, and the resiliency that Stannis Muncher King brings to Kingsmen, I was able to clean up the center, pressure him off of those tokens, and ultimately pull out the win. It was very tight early. He definitely had the edge early, but I pulled through that game. And then I got to play Micah in round 3. So
Which was a big thing because they play and bitch at each other all the time. So
we're
fun to watch
local
theirs.
players. Micah, infamously, possibly, was he was a new player in our scene like a year or 2 years, a while ago. Yeah, like 2 years ago. And like the first time I played him, didn't even like know how to play his cards. It was like he was a total noob, and I felt a little bad. And like we had like a tournament like that month, like later that month. And between the time when he didn't know how to play cards and like 2 weeks later, he had gotten so good at the game, he kicked my ass at our local tournament. And I'm like, how did I lose to this guy?
I just showed you how to play the game.
He's got like a real knack for the game. Very, very good player. And he was my pick to win this U.S. Nationals. He's running a double Scorpion list, and I forget the game mode. It was Fire and Blood. So against his double Scorpions, I just knew I had to go get him.
Fire and Blood for this round, was it?
No, this was Here We Stand.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say. I'm saying for the round you played him, was it Fire and Blood?
It was Fire and Blood when I played Micah with the 3 Dragon Eggs.
Round 3. Oh, you're saying before, not today.
Yeah, today. Round 3 was the Dragon Eggs.
It was. You said Fire and Blood.
Isn't that what?
Fire and Blood. It's Dance with Dragons.
Dance with Dragons. I get
I was
them.
about to say. I was like, Fire and Blood isn't even on the list.
My memory is foggy. Anyway, so we played Dance with Dragons, and I didn't want to pick up the Dragon Eggs and sit there and get shot by Scorpions all game long. So I threw everything forward. I killed the Scorpions, but he had 2 eggs every round, and I could not pin him down.
So it just snowballed. Those 2 eggs.
Those 2 eggs snowballed. So he beat me 10-2, which it sucked to have to go up against another local player in an event like this. This is the second time this has happened to Micah and I. We met against each other at Adepticon last year, where he beat me on stream.
Yep.
And this time he beat me again, 10-2. Night's Watch, deceptively mobile. Benjamin Commander, very slept on. Hunter's Insight, lying in wait. Crossbows get to shoot when charged from the front. Enhanced mobility. He had speed 7, Benjamin spears because Watcher on the wall. It was like, so he made like a 14 up charge like it wasn't nothing. Like, so I lost to Micah, and at that point he was the last guy from our KC group that was still undefeated. I lost to Micah in round 3, and Wes dropped his game in round 3. So that was the last of our. We only had Micah left. So round 4.
Here we stand.
I played against Alex Gonzalez, Lancer player. I played him at U.S. Nationals last year.
Yep.
Last year,
comes to our Ohio tournaments a lot.
He's a good guy.
Yep, Alex is super good.
Last year he had a Gregor charge that he rolled a 1 on and failed the charge, and that flipped the whole game.
Yep.
And this year he made his charge with his Knights of Casterly Rock.
Just very early.
But he neglected to play his Price of Failure and only dealt 6 hits. And then I healed 2 off of Baratheon Conviction on my Crownland Scouts. And I had Salesian Shireen influencing my Crownland Scouts. Davos shooting into the flank of the Knights of Casterly Rock. He had put bribery on Davos, so he didn't want to pop his Lannister supremacy because he didn't want to lose that bribery. And so I got like 2 shots off, and that just added up. And then I had Sustained Assault with my Crownland Scouts, and he lost his Knights. And after that, it was I literally pincered him and encircled him as a Baratheon.
Convexed around.
Concaved him. Convex is when you're like all facing outwards.
You went around, enveloped him.
So I ended up 3-1 on the day. Unfortunately, Micah also lost in round 4, so he's 3-1 on the day. So no Kansas City guy will be first place this year. I'm very sad, but all in all, I'm very pleased with how my boys did, and there's always next year. In terms of Carlos' question,
Carlos,
end of the day,
who's
your money on? Who's left? Who's undefeated still?
Jordan, who was on top table.
Because the end line got knocked out, right?
End line got hit, yep. Who else? Hold on, he's pulling it up
Let's
real
see.
quick.
Jordan, Tristan.
Brett is top 5. He's number 4.
Brett
Brett's number
and James,
4.
Mew, Brett, Robert, Macaulay, Tristan. So Yorbo. So their stats names: Yorbo, Trial Fam, Ormazium, Brett, and Mew. That's how you pronounce it, right? It's French.
Yeah, sure.
So out of them,
After all these couple last episodes, you're asking me how to pronounce something?
that's true.
I mean, okay. So it's Lannister.
Yeah, Lannister, Martells, Night's Watch, Stark, or Martells. I'm gonna go with Lannister.
You're gonna go with Jordan.
I'm gonna go with give me Jordan.
His list, that crossbow list is really dirty right now. It could,
He's got
go.
Gregor.
Like this
is what
be
I.
a 6-1 finish because there's
Could
only
be.
5 undefeated. Good point, Carlo.
Oh, I still have a chance.
You still have a chance.
No. So this was something I was saying before the tournament.
I started to
really. I was telling my players to look out for. Oh, I forgot to prep my players. Side thing. Gregor and Castle Rock Honor Guard, I feel like, are this year's Golden Company swords. They're speed 5 now. They can turn off defensive ability or all abilities if they're not innate. So defensive units get fucked. No shield wall, no resilience, no nothing. They can get sundering and they can get vicious if they can get those tokens out. So I said, going into this, look out for Gregor, Castle Rock Honor Guard. And lo and behold, first place, Gregor, Castle Rock Honor Guard.
Was that his
That's
one list?
one of his lists.
Yeah,
his
he's
other
been
list
running
is
that.
Tyrion crossbows, which is these are very similar to Kajo's list
Yeah, he
that
said
he
that-
just used at UK Nationals.
He said that on stream he was talking about how he kind of
Was inspired by
borrowed
that. Yeah, I could see it.
Kajo's lists and went from those.
I mean, as much as I like Lancer crossbowmen, I actually do like the inclusion of the Golden Company crossbows.
We were
That gives
talking about it,
you
the
more
maneuver,
mobility.
yeah.
Yes, the maneuver. Like, as a Baratheon player, let me tell you how fucking important maneuvering is in this game. It's something that Mickey's like drilled into me, but like having played the game, I can say, yeah, I agree.
Maneuverability is king.
It's so important.
Like any cards that give you that maneuverability are big. You use them, you can get in better position.
You can deny
force-
charges. You
You
can.
can force your opponent to do things they don't want to do, that they weren't planning to do. Oh shit, I forgot you had to march off of a fucking cunning ploy. Like, oh, son of a bitch. And his list with those double crossbowmen, cunning ploy, the sentinel, the shift from Tyrion, there's just so many different ways you can go with that. Baelish being in that list, you're shooting.
Does he have Varys for?
No Varys.
No Varys.
But he picked. He has
Yeah.
Baelish, Tommen to go get bribery.
Yep. And you have your Tywin Castle Rock Knights, so
And
that you've got that bomb ready to go.
and he sets up in the very middle of that board and dares you, like, hey, guess what? I got board supremacy now. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So we have 3 game modes left.
Yep.
For tomorrow. No.
2.
Two game modes left. We have Feast for Crows left.
Yep.
And
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Hey, 2 of my favorites. So something to look forward to tomorrow. I hope too many people don't drop out. Really, it's like this is once a year, and so many people travel for this. Like, get your game's worth of games in. It's like you come all this way, you spend all this money. Hopefully you enjoy your time here, even if you don't end up winning or walking away doing as well as you had hoped. Hopefully it's you enjoy the experience.
And the other thing is the community for us, for Song. Like, we are so much better than all the other communities. I'm sorry.
I've had nothing but positive experiences all day.
Like, I haven't had one bad really experience in this game except for like maybe one randomly. Like, this community is so nice. They're so forgiving on your dice, on your mess ups. I forgot to play this at the start. Yeah, you're fine. It's only been changed.
Oh, and the board state hasn't changed. Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even sometimes, I mean, we saw on stream, guys were like, all right, go ahead, it's not a big deal. But sometimes it bites you in the ass. I don't want to do that now, but again, I think that it's such a good community that you don't want to lose. Just interact with the person across from you. Don't just roll dice and try and kill shit. Interact with them, have fun, talk, ask them where they're from and shit. Everybody is so welcoming here.
There's a lot of good players here this year. We do have some absences. We don't have any of the Texas guys this year, which I'm personally pretty sad about.
Or the Ohio guys.
Yeah.
No Bob, no Tim.
I want to give a shout out to Josh Waite. He didn't make it here this year. I don't think. Maybe he did. I didn't see him on the player list. But I've always had a phenomenal time playing that guy. I've won one. He's won one. We played each other twice at LVO once and Adepticon once. He got the better of me the more recent time, but just a great experience playing with him. Just cracking jokes the whole time. I hope everyone can find an opponent like that where it's just like, I love playing with you, even if I lose.
and that's a good point. Like
Rust Bucket, I think, is his Discord stats
he was
name.
he was on earlier.
Shout out to Rust Bucket Josh Waite.
Yep, good guy.
True pleasure.
You need to go get more barbecue.
I had some already.
I don't care. Get second barbecue. We got to hit our minimum.
Thank you again.
Shout out to Evan for running things this year
and the barbecue truck that he's trying to get us fat on.
It's not I'm trying to get you fat. I'm trying to hit my minimum so I get my deposit back.
Not only is Evan running things this year, he physically did the work getting the tables set up and the chairs. We helped a little bit.
He held my pole for me. Let me elaborate that a little bit better. I shipped a pole for my rigging to him that wouldn't fit in my luggage, and he held it for me until he got here. That helped a lot.
Yeah.
No, but he's done a fantastic job. Game Center's been awesome. I'm going to try. I'm going to try and grab Brett, and you can interview Brett for a minute.
Sure.
You can
grab anyone, really.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to try and grab someone.
Biggest U.S. Nationals to date. You think the tournament is just growing and being better promoted, or its growth in the whole U.S. community and player base? I don't know. I'm probably the wrong guy to ask that. I think there's growing excitement in the game because Brotherhood Without Banners is on the way, and I think that I don't want to speak ill, but I think Bolton's was a bit of a dud because we had retreads on 2 of the units in that core box, and I think that just didn't sell that well, and I don't think people got that excited for it. But now we have the Brotherhood coming out with so many unique characters. I think a lot of people are excited for that. I think that's contributing to growth in the community, which I think has contributed to a larger event this year. But that's just my, spitting in the wind.
So we have Richard in line.
How's it going?
Came in. You want to talk something about?
How you doing?
He was on stream at least once.
Yeah,
so we all know
didn't
that
go
game.
very well.
Yeah, we all know that game.
Came all the way down from Canada.
Yeah, man, always do.
Unfortunately, Clarence couldn't make it with this
Clarence
year.
is devastated. He's
Always
texting me
enjoy seeing him.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So how'd your game 1 go?
Game 1 went pretty well. I ended up killing 36 points of free folk because I killed both the Endless Horde units.
It's hard. You want?
We are a premium broadcast here. We only get the best.
Let me pull up stats so you can remember.
That's my phone.
Pull up stats for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played into free folk. It was really tight until I started to run away with it. What was the game mode? The first
Game mode. First one was. Yeah, I know it was what his lists are.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's what you wanted.
No.
No, we wanted to see what his round was.
Okay, go to rounds then.
Which round? Round 1, right?
Wins a winner.
Wins a winner.
Wins.
Wins a winner.
Yeah.
What table were you on?
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I played into Mance, and the honor guard was punching the Mance Thens in the face the entire game, and they could not kill each other until round 6, which was
Ooh.
pretty messed up.
Okay.
But once,
Matt Cave.
yeah, once I got him, I was able to finish off the rest of the units. And
That was a 3-1, or that, what was the score of that one?
it was a really tight score, but I ended up tabling it. So,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I
36.
got the crush. And then those 36 units destroyed got me top table.
Yep. And those 36 units destroyed were from Free Folk, Endless
Yeah.
Horde,
Double Endless Horde.
Yeah, I killed,
Yep.
yeah. I don't think I've ever killed that many units in a game.
I don't think I ever have.
There have been a lot of high killing units this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And then round 2.
I don't know about you guys. I've let a couple of my opponents have a unit not die.
I know.
And like,
No.
like I'll let that one last unit run away and we'll call it here.
The problem is, like, there might have been only like 1 or 2 undefeated, so you have
That's
to go
true.
for the crushing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to push that crush in.
Yeah, that's the way I saw it anyway.
And then game
Game-
round 2.
Everyone saw that. Alex
Ready.
frickin' smoked me.
That was on stream round
Yeah.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Baylor combo he ran that had 3 different cards that hit you that one.
I underestimated the.
Look at his Baylor.
Has Alex lost yet?
Yeah,
he
lost round 3.
He lost round 3. To Targs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of good players have lost at least one game so
Yeah.
far.
Yep. Brett's still 4-0.
Brett's
though.
4-0, man.
Yep. He's
boy.
quietly
With Starks.
Yeah.
going with the Stark double Catelli Cav.
He's feeling good. He's being modest.
What was your third round?
Third round, I played Night's Watch. I played into Gior, and Gior has some decent cards versus Lanny.
Flash out. Or no, that's the
Can't Die to Panic
Can't
card
Die to Panic
and all that stuff. But he ran double vets and cold hands, and Golden Company crossbows with Braun. And I engaged the honor guard with Sandor into the vets pretty early, and yeah, the Fueled by Slaughter's insane in the honor guard. So they were just healing up the whole game, and then I managed to get like a cheeky retreat with a horse, and then charge the knights into the crossbows and kill them.
Oh, there you go.
And then it was pretty much over from
Archers
there.
don't like cavalry.
I killed everything except for the revived cold hands.
Okay.
So
That one was fairly close, right? 11-8. Against Gior? 11-8. Is that right? Nope. Where even am I?
yeah.
I don't know what Stefan has pulled
No,
up.
that was a crush, but yeah. And then last game I played Boltons and like tabled him round 2. Like
Okay.
he-
Which Bolton player? Was it Mark Rupp?
no, it wasn't Mark. It was his name's Steve.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Mark ran into a stone thrower sit in the corner list, and he told me his Boltons he didn't even get to attack.
We got 2 War Machine players undefeated, right?
Micah lost,
Oh, he did.
so he's
That
no
was the
longer
double
undefeated.
Scorpions?
He was the double Scorpions.
Yeah. And we got a double-
He was my pick to win it. I guess he still could.
Yeah, we got a double stone thrower still undefeated, right?
AB.
Yeah, that Brett's a little worried about it.
Well, knowing who we still have undefeated, or who's 3-1, do you have a pick that who'd you put your money on to pull out the W and be
my
number
money's
1
on
tomorrow?
Brett right now, for sure. For sure.
Ned and Great John, right?
Yeah, Ned's like, he hasn't even been playing that much, and he's like, yeah, Ned's stupid, and Ned kind of is pretty dumb.
That's Brett for you. Something is OP.
Cool.
Good?
You want me out?
Yep, you good?
I'm good.
Good
Take
luck
care,
tomorrow.
guys.
Thanks for swinging by.
Yeah, man, anytime. Cheers.
Jan's gonna jump in real quick.
Got my bottle of water.
There you go.
That's all I needed.
There you go.
How you gonna do it for me?
I'm gonna do it for you. Because I like you. You're pretty.
Perfect.
Serves you with a smile.
There you go. Oh, hold on. Are you gonna sit? Yeah. All right, let him jump in real quick.
Never mind.
Hey, listen.
We'll bring you on back in a
I was
moment.
saying, get out of here.
Parked in the handicap spot.
I know. That's
Black
why I
car.
said.
Yeah. Will you tell him early? And I'll be ready.
Tell him he needs 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Let's go. What are we talking about?
Talking about today.
All right, let's go.
How you doing, Brett?
Good. I have a fucking buzz. It's gonna be a good time. My nipples are out on
Hi,
live
Chris.
TV.
So, your first round.
Yes,
What'd you do? Do you remember? Or do we need to
vaguely.
Bake.
It was Woods of Winter.
Yes, I almost lost to Baratheons.
Ah, yes. The
Almost
rerolls. The rerolls.
There's a lot of rerolls, but
There.
I think I picked good missions, and I probably played the game pretty well. But there was an opportunity where I knew that his best play was to take the horse and retreat his Lightbringers, and my best play was to take the horse and get Rob closer because I had hit and run in hand, and so I would have healed my Karstark spears
There
up
you
to
go.
7. I chose to charge the Crownland Scouts with the wolf.
Carlo.
because- What? I chose to charge the scouts with my wolf because I didn't want my wolf to get charged by the cavalry.
Makes sense.
But of course, he took the smart play and retreated the Lightbringers with the horse, and then he killed Rob. That put me in a bit of a spot, but because of the missions that I selected, we ended the game 10-10, and I had more points. But it was a
The
really
missions
tough
are
game.
such a big part of that game mode.
Yeah, it was sketchy, but I had the mission for unengaged in enemy deployment.
That's a good one to
But
get. If
I
you
wa-
can get a mobile unit.
Well, look,
Yeah.
I wasn't fucking with his Queensmen, and they
No,
were,
yeah, just run away from them.
and they were close to my side. So that was a 2-for-2 trade.
Oh,
because
okay.
if I had played that mission, I'm not engaging them with
No.
anything that I have. Because Hold the Line is the bane of the existence of my wolves and everything in that Rob list.
Yeah.
That Rob list is 100% for Dark Wings, Dark Words, Game of Thrones, Feast for Crows, all of these types of missions. If you have to, you can play a little bit aggressive with the dogs, but they die really easily.
Yeah, and you
so-
almost want them to sit on a point and score those mission points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's different from 1.6 because they're 3 points instead of being free.
Yeah.
But there's still merit to the Rob list. I've only run it once, but I've needed Eddard for sure against the Targaryens that I've played the last 2 rounds.
Well, how'd round 2 go for you?
Round 2 was Eddard mirror match. It was really interesting, but my Eddard got to the center first, which puts the pressure on him to remove my Eddard from the
Yep.
middle. And it's always easier to defend your position than it is
Than
to
to
be
take
in a
a
position
position.
where you're forced to attack, because it created some. I also had my Tully shields on the outside objective, and they don't care about arrows. His list did not have enough 3+ save to do that.
To weather the storm?
So at that point, it put pressure on him to kill something, and that's exactly what Eddard wants you to do. Is
And then,
to
yeah,
attack.
once you know what your opponent has to do, you can plan around what your
Exactly.
opponent's going to try to do.
And Sansa's broken, so I knew he
You
had
just
to attack
recycle
me.
that.
He had to attack me with melee, so I just kept recycling Fury for the Fallen.
Which
And
brings us to game 3. Speaking of Fury for the Fallen, game 3 played Banesh,
Banesh,
who was
very
second
good
place
Targaryen
last
player.
year at
Yep.
U.S. Nationals, but he hadn't had a lot of experience playing against Ned Commander, so you were able to catch him a little bit off
He
guard.
was a little bit off guard. Both of the Targaryen opponents that I played were a little unaware of what Eddard does. So against Banesh, it was really, honestly, very good fortune. The center objective was Sundering, and he had Unsullied Pikes, but again, because of the amount of free attacks that I can make with Eddard, and he played the game really smart, and he did the best that he could, but eventually, at some point, you have to melee attack, and Eddard has Sundering, and he popped the fuck off.
Yep.
And that's what it was.
You can just recycle
So-
that Fury for the Fallen.
Yep. He retreated. He didn't roll great on his retreat distance. I had Arya, and I had the ability to. I actually cycled Sansa to get switch reposition in that
Okay.
game. And in those instances, when you have Fury for the Fallen and you're playing Dance with Dragons, if you're within charge range, you always charge because you'll take 2 plus D6
You'll go.
and you move faster.
You'll move more
You
on the
move
charge
faster.
than you will on the maneuver.
Yeah,
you
so
can't march.
I failed
So-
to charge, and then I healed from Tully Cav, and then additionally I got in charge range of his Screamers, which I wouldn't have otherwise, and then I was able to kill the Screamers, and it was downhill from there.
I did get to talk to Banesh out by the barbecue truck, and I asked him why he didn't run his cavalry list that he has, where it's double Dothraki veterans.
Yes.
Very maneuverable, very hard to pin down. He doesn't want to stay engaged. He wants to be shooting constantly. And the reason he told me he didn't run that list was because of the game mode. He doesn't want to pick up an egg and be speed 2.
Which is fair, but I did not want him to run that vets list because the best thing that you can do against Eddard is shoot.
Yeah.
Because you can't trigger Fury for the Fallen. Not that that's 100% what wins the game, but what actually won me 2 games was Northern Defiance. Mm-hmm. Because you're dealing with go down fighting and you're dealing with Northern Defiance dealing wounds to you.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even about passing the panic, it's just dealing the chip wounds. And then at that point, Eddard can pick you off. Like, Eddard's kind of broken.
He still hits
I'm
hard.
not
His
gonna lie.
honor guard hit on 3s.
Yeah.
They get crit blow by default, and then they get more if they lose ranks.
They get you at second rank. You hit on 2s with crit blows.
Yeah.
At last rank, you hit on 2s with crit blows and rerolls.
And
you
rerolls.
have go down fighting.
You can just
you
fish
have
for those
rally
6s
cry,
if you
have
want.
Iron Resolve, and then you've got his cards, which are pretty crazy. Like
They're
lead by
6
example.
points, right?
They're 6 points.
Yep.
They're the best
Solid.
6 points, I think.
Because they have 12 wounds, whereas Kingsguard and Rainbow Guard only have 8.
Yep. They are a very solid 6 points.
Very solid 6 points, for sure. And we were actually right beside each other, tables. Well, yeah, we were right next to each other that round, so that was cool getting to see a little bit of that.
Well, not Fury for the Fallen, the combination of Northern Defiance and Go Down Fighting has been winning me games because you attack him, you drop him a rank. I play that card on the panic test. If you drop him from second rank to last rank, you get a wound from Go Down Fighting, and then you take 3 from Northern Defiance. So that's
Oof.
a whole rank off of you, and now it's his turn. And if it's Fury for the Fallen followed by another attack,
That's
you're
almost
probably screwed.
That's
even
almost
though-
Baratheon-esque
It's
in a
crazy.
Stark faction
It
that
is
hits
crazy.
hard and moves pretty well.
Yeah. This whole army is 3+. My Tully shields have done nothing but deter people from charging them, which has been fine because they're going after Eddard because you have to, but then also that's a mistake. But that list doesn't give them great options. And if it's in a scenario where you have to engage stuff, I don't really know what to tell them what to engage. Like, I think you need to try to isolate something and get rid of it, but you have to mind if you're within 12 inches of Eddard for a rally cry, and then you have to mind the 6-inch Tully Cav bubble. It's a little bit too much.
I feel like you just have to concentrate on Eddard and just throw everything at him.
And that can be what costs you the game.
It can be.
As explained
it's
there.
a risk. It's a gamble.
Particularly if you're trying to deal with him with melee, because of, just as I explained,
Yep.
Northern Defiance. If I see that this is a swinging back and forth, that's the card that I'm cycling.
Yeah.
And then you know that I have it because I pulled it back, but what are you going to do?
And
You're
having
committed to killing
Sonder
him.
to recycle that is so clutch.
Sansa's.
Now, you do have to draw it in the first place, but
You do. But you've got lead by example, and in some instances in round 1, you just go Sansa to get lead by example back to just work through your deck faster. You'll get it eventually.
One of these days.
One of these, you'll get it.
How about your round 4?
Round 4, he sent the Blood Riders into Eddard,
This
which might have been a mistake. I
was your
retreated them.
second Targaryen opponent.
A second Targaryen opponent.
Who was it again?
This was he's from Canada. I can't remember. Look, I've been drinking, okay, and I'm already bad at names. I'm already bad with names.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll find it. You keep going.
He's got the Drogo
Was
list,
it Skahaz and Drogo?
and then I think his second
Dreamer's
list is
Vault.
Dario.
Banesh. No, you faced Banesh round 3. Is it
That's him.
Thrawn, Nevsky?
Yeah, that's him.
Dario and a Khal Drogo list. Okay, so from another Canadian.
Yeah.
All right.
So in this game, it was just another case.
Shout
of-
out to the Canadians, by the way. Very solid performances so far. Multiple of their participants are 3-1, I think, right now. So
the Canadians are awesome. We love the Canadians.
We're always happy to have internationals come to U.S. Nats.
Yeah, we are.
We got the Brits the last 2 years. We got the Canadians this year.
Where's Mickey? What made me pick Starks? Because Hurley's Starks are painted, and
They are beautiful.
I have been working on Brett's, and so I haven't done.
You've been a little bit out of the game.
I've been out of the game. I've been focusing on mental health. I don't even care to say it to everybody. Look, therapy is good. It's not a stigma. Brett goes to therapy. I've been going to therapy. I'm working on my mental health, and I just haven't had time to paint. And I wanted my stuff to be painted, so I borrowed Hurley Starks.
I'm glad that you're feeling better and you're able to make it out this year.
I am in good spirits this year, and that is a great thing because
Yes.
I just don't care. And I'm getting good results. My opponents, I'm having fun with them. I'm not salty. I don't feel any pressure because I know I'm not going to win. I'm about to get my.
You could.
I'm
You're
about to get my
undefeated.
dick knocked in the dirt by these war machines. Okay,
We'll see.
It's going to be all right. I will lose, and I'm fine with that. It's
Feeling a
gonna be
little,
okay.
feeling a little cooled off on Jon Snow, or still got a special place for him?
I
in
still
your
have a
heart?
special place for Jon Snow, but I don't like war machines, and I like Sworn Brothers, so they're not very good right now.
It's more Shadow Tower Spears right now.
Yeah, and so the Night's Watch isn't calling to me. I'm very stubborn. Look, I'm running Rob because that's what I do. I always run Rob. I always run John. That's going to be what it's going to be. I don't care how bad they are.
So you can get a Rob tattoo now?
Maybe. We could.
We? What's this we shit?
We is me.
Oh, I was gonna say, it ain't me.
Me-
What
me-
the hell is me?
So
We.
it's kind of like an
me and
adapter
everything
die.
that's
He's
inside
not
of me.
feeling the Jon Snow anymore.
I don't know
so
if I've got room
busting
for
out
it.
the Starks.
We sold out to Rogue, so I don't know if there's room for Rob. anymore.
Hurley is waiting for you. So
I know
you
he
gotta
is.
Go.
All right, I gotta go.
We're
We're gonna go
Jan
eat.
next. And
Last
then we're
thing
gonna
before you leave.
I'm about to eat so much.
Who's your
Portillo's.
pick to win this whole thing tomorrow? Is it you? You're
I'm not
undefeated.
picking- I'm not-
You got a good shot.
I'm not picking myself. It's gonna be one of these. It's gonna be the West Coast Bannerman dude that ran double stone thrower and a scorpion, and the triple vets.
Triple vets. Oof.
Yeah.
All right, Robert McCauley, Ormazium.
Well, we love you too, Mickey, and I do. I asked you. This is just between me and you. I asked you that question. That I asked you. It has a reason. It's gonna come to fruition at some point, but I haven't had time to do it because I've got to worry about what's going on with my kids right now, and so I haven't had time to sit and do the things that I want. But it's coming. One day it's gonna and you're gonna understand. That's
Nobody
why.
will understand
That's
except for
why
you
he
and
asked
me.
that question. That's all right. Nobody else will understand.
That's putting me to shame.
It's
I got to
between
get back
me
to
and
the
you.
gym. Look
But
at this guy.
The fact is, I wish that you were here. It's
been a while.
this year because I'm in a much better mental health spot than I was last year.
We do. We miss you, Mickey and Carlo.
Yeah.
We loved
We-
having you
we
the
would-
last 2 years.
We love you guys, and hopefully, all of my BS is worked out with my crazy ex, and nothing stops me from coming to the Invitational.
Yep.
So, you know,
We'll drag him one way or another.
We're gonna do
We'll
it.
figure it out.
we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna be there, and it's gonna be a great time.
Sunday
Oh yeah,
will
we
be
got the
ready.
invitational coming up.
We have the
We're all
Invitational.
three going, aren't we? Hell yeah,
Team
boys!
USA, bitch.
USA.
It's got to be
Team
a thing.
Slaughter USA.
Has to be a thing.
Or USA Slaughter. We don't say Slaughter.
So.
USA.
Right. We got the ordering matters.
I expect good food, so don't let me down on that. Okay.
British food? Are they renowned?
You know, just don't,
Just end it there. You
don't,
just
don't
said
let me down. Okay.
bad food.
I love you all. Mickey, Carlo, thank you for saying nice things.
Thank you for
Love
joining
you
us.
guys.
Thank you, Brett.
Big love.
Thank you, my man.
I'm gonna go eat. I'm hungry. That's
All right,
fuck.
Jan.
All right. See you guys.
Sorry. Go eat.
Keeping
Hurry,
Jan
man.
waiting in the wings.
I'm furious, dude. I'm raging.
You got bumped.
I got bumped I'm gonna make you put it back on me.
That's all right. Jan got bumped. He's mad.
I'm furious, dude. I'm raging. Can't you tell?
Last big event for Jan.
Yes, for a while. Yeah,
Proud papa.
first kid coming in January.
On the
so
way. In the
I'm not
oven.
after this one. Yep, January 17th.
Nice, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So your first game.
I played against a lovely gentleman named, I think his name is Sean. He brought Baratheons. And
Oh, my Sean.
Your Sean,
Kansas
yeah.
City Sean. Yep.
He,
Originally from the Houston area. So one of the Texas guys. We got to get Randall and the rest of the Texas guys up here next year. Please continue.
No problem. Very nice man. I got a really lucky Gregor charge that just ate his Kingsman in one go.
Oof.
And then basically his Queensmen just kept on getting healed, and I just had to like work on them through the rest of the game. But ultimately, I pulled out the W on him there. Gregor, he wants to collect his necklace full of teeth.
Yeah.
So that's why I was going around collecting my necklace full of teeth.
Getting that braid longer. Or, well, no.
No, that,
I'm thinking Drogo.
You're thinking Drogo. It's okay. I forget.
Ignore
it's a long
me.
day. Long day.
Round 2.
Round 2, I played against. Who did I play against? Don't even remember. Let me check the stats.
I know, it all blurs together.
did blur together.
It's been a long day. 4 rounds in one day is a lot.
Let's see. I do have myself open. Round 2, I played against. The Young Wolf, Stark player.
Okay.
He
And I think the Young Wolf last year had the most unit destroyed points, I think.
I could see that being a thing. He was doing a Great John Umber and Great Axes, double Telecav, double Winterfell Guardian,
Oof.
and then Grey Wind with Rob NCU. He outflanked Grey Wind, and I basically just was like, I'm never going to let that unit hit the battlefield, and I didn't. We played all 6 rounds, and I either took the horse, so I had intrigue and subterfuge in my hand. So it was, a little bit, it was 7 versus 6, but it was a funny game. It was a funny game.
No wolves allowed.
Nope,
no
not a
wolf
single
zone.
one. I'll tell you what, it was funny. The Tywin's put into work as an NCU.
Yeah.
Just being like, I'm going to delete that, pop the turncoat as well, and see on
Such
your
a
merry
good
way.
combo.
Yeah.
I feel like people sleep on the turncoat. It's like,
only
it's a good additional piece to that bomb.
Yeah.
To ensure 1 extra wound. He gets to give out a
Condition
token too. Yep.
So a fun thing I like to do was I would pop it, put a vulnerable token on them,
Yep.
do the Tywin bomb, do the hits, they make them reroll any saves, and then they get a vulnerable token afterwards. If not, you just send the token somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so I did that round 2. Round 3 was against a Greyjoy player.
Those Greyjoys can heal a lot.
Yeah, he was running Victorian 2-point attachment in Iron Victory Crew,
Okay.
which was interesting until Tywin was like, "It's not so interesting."
It's not so.
collected some more
Actually,
teeth.
no.
So that went pretty smoothly in my favor. Once I, the secret to beating Greyjoys is you got to kill 2 units in 1 round. That way, you get at that tempo lead even with Balon bringing somebody back, which I was able to successfully do.
Okay.
So back to back, 8-2 units, and then
That's Balon.
it's Balon, and then it's he's
One of
amazing.
my locals played Greyjoys at our last local tournament and didn't bring Balon. Chris, I'm calling you out. What are you
You've
doing?
been called out, bud. We're gonna show up at your house tonight, and we're gonna knock on your door.
All the way back to KC. No.
Yeah.
No, Chris is great. He paints most of my stuff for me because I suck at
Oh,
painting.
fancy man.
So he's a great guy.
I rush paint every time before a big event.
Yeah.
It's like 1 week before, I'm like, I gotta get 2 units done. Like it just looks like garbage.
Hey, on the tabletop, if you step back,
If you step
can't
far enough away,
There's an extreme above, you can't tell.
there you go.
if you step like a couple blocks that way and look at my units, they'll look good.
I just can't keep the hand steady. I'm like,
Here's
You gotta
Chris right
drink
there.
more.
there we
See you,
go.
Chris.
Oh, your paint goes good, man.
And then last round I played it was a Lannister mirror match,
Handling.
and he
Now
did
this
really good
is
job.
the round that you
Was
got the
streamed.
loss.
Yeah,
right?
my first loss of the day.
And it was streamed. Okay.
It was streamed.
I'm
I
sorry,
got,
I didn't get to watch it. I
I
was
got
busy. But.
crushed like a hydraulic press.
Oof.
It was a rough one.
This was Lancer mirror match, right?
Lannister mirror match.
The Jordan.
Yeah, double crossbows, 1 Golden Company, 1 Braun Expos.
Okay, yes.
And I just lost tempo when Tywin max damaged hits and panic to Gregor. I had them set up to either Gregor or Castle Rock to charge in and take a unit, and then it was just like, So a lot of like trying to like tread water, and then I just lost enough tempo and I fell apart. But
Yeah,
it's-
sometimes once it starts tipping, you can't tip it back and it just keels over quickly.
It's a rough game mode
Just
too. 'Cause
snowballs.
with all the, I was trying to like
Shots.
mess with the NCUs and put them on the zones, and Tywin's great for that because
Yeah.
6 points you hold the whole zone by yourself.
Yep.
And if there's some nerd 5-point unit, guess what? It's
Some nerd.
it's some nerd 5. So or a 4-point who can't even control the zone to begin with. So
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
Tywin's great for those zones. Just, even
points.
even after you've burned him, there's 6 point.
matter.
I got this quadrant.
and I was trying.
Ned's another one. He's also 6
Yeah,
points.
Ned's any high value, even 5 points, because each quadrant requires 5 points to
Yep.
hold, and if you can drop a,
You
an,
can
in an empty
contest
concept,
it, even if you don't score, just prevent them from scoring it.
it's
Yeah.
almost just as good. Yeah, I was last round. I was struggling to keep my single Knights Castle Rock alive, and then also contest zones on the board on the table board itself. And yeah, it was.
Yeah, and Here We Stand can definitely snowball.
Especially he had that
As you start
machine gun
losing
unit.
units, you can't
Yep.
hold zones, and they can start. They can get 3 a round. Scoring 3 a round is huge.
And he
That's
put
your
those
third of the
machine
way
gun
there.
units right
Right,
up front.
yeah.
And then took horses right off the top.
That
and
18-inch
pushed.
deployment is also pretty brutal for that. Like I want to be the one up in their face, not
Right.
taking crossbows in the face.
Yep.
And I decided it would be better to. Maybe I should have deployed further up. That could have been another issue. But
And just pushed and just said.
Well, that's
"I'm
what
gonna
you
eat
were
the
saying.
First round shot.
You were saying you got to be aggressive on Here We Stand.
Yeah, because if you're not and you try and do the I'm gonna make you come to me and back up on them, then eventually they're just gonna blast you, especially crossbows.
if I didn't lose the turn roll and I was first player, I would have deployed 18 inches up.
Yep.
And I would have, because then I would have the tempo round one. You know, like you said, take horses, and then now you have Gregor breathing down your throat. You can really get absolutely destroyed. And then Tyrion battle plan, you find all the pieces you need. So
Yep, it's a good combo. He ran it pretty good.
Yeah.
I was surprised how good it did.
Yeah.
Honestly.
it's that Sundering and rerolls is no joke. That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
At least we don't have to deal with double crossbows with Kevin anymore.
Yeah. Now we just got. double
That's
crossbows
true.
with-
Hey, Courtney Penrose could also do it, but
Yeah, but
they had to take neutral and neutral cabs, so they can only do one. But
and the Lannister crossbowmen are probably one of the more solid.
yeah, I think at 6 points, 4 up armor.
4-7, right?
Yeah, their morale is one worse than Lightbringers. They throw one fewer dice, but they've got Sundering, which I think is probably better than Vicious.
And then if you have Braun in them, you take the bags. Now they're 3-6,
Yep.
and that's like a fairly chunky little unit there.
Yep.
So
for not very many points either.
no. And then you have Peter Baelish. Oh, you can start off any round and be like, I'm gonna have.
I'm
the
gonna
bags.
shoot 3 times no matter what.
Well, and another thing, if you guys notice, I know if you guys have been watching the streams, that when whoever popped Tywin on Jordan popped at the same time.
Yep.
Then he popped the turncoat or whatever he did. Then he popped something else. He did Peter to take a zone,
The once per game.
the once per game.
Yeah, we popped it together, and he took Peter to take the bags to make Braun, but I just turned it off with Tywin's ability, so that didn't bother me too much. And I had a feeling I'd be able to kill those crossbows with Tywin. I just wasn't expecting Gregor to just take 4, panic, then the panic check max, and then just goodbye Gregor. That's
Yeah.
He did the exact same thing the round before against
Okay.
the other guy on stream. They both had. As soon as it didn't matter when they popped the Tywin, he would pop him right after.
yeah. I mean, it's a good defensive play. Also, I remember at LVO when I played Ornazium, and he just set up the double Knights Cassie Rock, and he was like, I'm going to use Tywin now. You may use Tywin in response. If I use it, I'm going to get charged by the other Knights Cassie Rock. So I was trying to take that lesson and apply here because I had set up my Gregor in the Mountains Men and my Knights Cassie Rock to delete a unit, and then he was just like, I killed Gregor. No Lance Cavalry for you, no Sundering. And I was like, well, that's he's just going to hang out for a while.
Yeah, there's your 2 hammers, both broken. Yeah.
Oh, I'll charge you my Stormcrow mercs. So, but it's all right. I'm just happy to get some games in.
Yeah, going 3-1 on day 1, still very good.
Yeah.
And like we were talking, 6-1 is it not, or 5-1 is still. Yeah, you could.
501 can do well.
Yeah,
I
there's, you
think,
still, I guess, have a chance at taking this thing.
no, there's going to be 2 undefeated players. Unless,
Carlo was saying there's a shot that there's not. I don't know.
we'll see. I mean, I always love it when first player is ripped off the throne, as you say, by some like dweeb in like 4th or 5th place, and then just upends the whole system.
Well, who's your money on to win this thing tomorrow?
My money on to win this thing tomorrow. Well, if the person who beat me wins, that means I've lost to the best person of the tournament.
That's
Yep.
And then my life is it's much easier.
That's
Like,
how I
can just
felt
be like,
losing to Christian at LVO. I was like, well, at least I lost to the guy that won the whole thing.
there are 6 rounds, guys.
Yeah, 6 rounds, not
So
7.
2 more rounds tomorrow.
2 rounds tomorrow.
2 rounds, 2 beautiful
So I
rounds.
think we don't have a chance. I think we have like 2 undefeated, unless people like draw, which is really rare.
So right now we have 5 undefeated.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, so
after 2 rounds,
You're gonna still have 1 undefeated.
unless
At
something
least.
crazy happens. I mean, it's possible.
I kind of wish they did a 7th round to not have 2 undefeated, so we at least have 1 person.
Okay,
that-
so if there is, we'll let them have first place, but can we do a grudge match back on Telegram and I'll stream it?
we'll put it on Sunday Slaughter.
Yeah, it'll be on Sunday, and it'll be the
Unofficial Rocky versus Apollo Creed number 3 that no one saw, but they referenced randomly in Creed 1.
Did it really? Oh man.
He is the movie master. He knows like so much movie trivia. It's not even funny.
Too much.
I haven't seen Creed 1 since it came out in theaters. I think. It's never gone back. What did I just watch recently? I don't remember. Oh, I watched Oppenheimer on the plane when I came in here.
Okay.
'Cause first
I
time-
liked it, but I thought the whole, let's quote the famous line in the middle of sex was just out of place. It's like, all right.
Which I watched
sure.
on a plane.
Yeah.
She was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, no, I wanted to watch on a plane though because you're just laser focused on the movie because you have nothing else to do. No text messages. I just wish I saw it in a theater. I'm pretty sure the sound probably like.
Well, we're glad your plane made it this year without too many issues.
The Gen Con.
Yeah, the Gen
Indianapolis.
Con year was
Let me
a little
let me
dicey.
Share the story, right?
Yeah, take it away.
I was supposed to fly to Newark. I had a morning meeting from 9 to 10 a.m. During that meeting, they just canceled my flight.
Yeah.
No alternate flight. They're just your flight's not happening. So I call them, and the lady's just like, "Your flight's canceled. Best we can do is Saturday at 9 a.m." And I go, I can't do that. I need to be there 9 a.m. tomorrow. And we go back and forth. Finally, I get a flight out of Philadelphia, but the flight leaves in 2 hours. So I run, throw all my stuff in my bag. My mother-in-law picks up my wife from her job. We get to the airport. We get on the plane. Pilot's like,
Aren't you like stuck on the plane for like hours?
yeah. So the pilot was like, there are a few thunderstorms scattered, but we'll pick our way through. We'll be landing in Indianapolis in an hour and a half. I was like, all right, hour and a half. It's going to be okay. And then we were just sitting on the runway because that thunderstorm became a giant thunderstorm. And there was only one path through. Everybody wanted that path. And we sat so long on the runway that they ran out of fuel. Had to bring us back to the gate. We deplaned. Then when we replaned, the thunderstorm arrived, lightning strike, whole airport shut down for 30 minutes. We lost our ground crew. It was a mess.
It got to the point where if you had just driven, you
Yeah.
would have been there by the time you took off.
And then there was no Lyfts or Ubers when I got here because I got there at midnight. So I had to rent a car to go to the hotel that was right next to the convention center, which I took that hotel specifically so I didn't have to rent a car.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is. They messed with me on the return flight too. I was supposed to leave like around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday or Monday. No, Monday. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then they were like, my mother was like, hey, what's the flight information? So I look up on my phone. They just moved my flight to 6 a.m. No warning. I would have just missed the flight if I didn't look. Like, what is going on, man?
No notification at all. Yeah.
So your impression so far of the tournament, you like it?
Yeah, I'm. Like,
2 hour hard cutoff.
The 2 hours is good. Lets everybody play their full breath of the game, and then I'm just really happy that we have so many players.
Yeah.
The constant growth is happening. So, I mean, like we just broke 20 players in New Jersey for an event. This breaking 80 players, like it's incredible.
Way to go,
There we
USA and Canada. Yeah.
Like I hope
The Americas.
if we can break 100 people next year,
That would be awesome.
That would be absolutely amazing.
I think
people.
we had 6
Less?
from Kansas City this year.
Oh yeah, 20 people.
Hope to bring an even bigger group next year and
17.
contribute to.
17 people more would push us to 100 players.
Chris, better come to Nats next year. I'm calling you
I'm
out.
calling you out, Rich, as well. I know you're not watching this, but I'm going to call you out.
can
All right?
watch it
Don't
later.
go to law school. All right, come to the Nationals.
I went to law school.
You have
It's
to-
overrated.
You have to replace him. He's not coming next
It's
year.
true. Yeah, I'm not going to be
We
here
need
next year.
Assad to come.
Assad, yeah. I saw Rich. There's a lot of really strong players in the tri-state area. Like we got Ilya in New York.
Yeah,
Yep,
Ilya's
Ilya, yeah.
Sand, Assad. Rich is, you guys don't know him, but he's a menace in our local scene. He
Okay.
loves running either double Sentinel Victorian or triple Sentinel Theon. Does this web, and then you just get ripped to shreds.
Something's moving or charging somewhere.
Yeah. And the only thing that threw a wrench in his plans was stealing Mickey's Steyr list, where anything you do, you just get destroyed for existing. So, no, before the change, the loss of Final Strike and the change to Hidden Traps.
Right, because Steer lost Final
Yeah.
Strike.
And
What did he get in?
I don't care.
Yeah,
You got a weird card.
he got something else.
You know the biggest loss?
Mickey knows.
He's going to be Google. He's going to be going to War Council. I think the biggest loss, in my opinion, for the changes was Dagmar losing coordination tactics. I know it's a mess of a card.
Didn't we have a pretty well-performing Dagmar here today?
No, he
ended up
he has
losing.
Dagmar attachment.
Dagmar, yeah, because Battle Scars and Iron Makers. I know Mikkel likes to talk about it, and I think
Battle
he says
Scars and
Battle
Stony
Scars.
Tor Pillagers.
I heard about that too. The
is
precision and just deleting.
disgusting when he removes, because he forces it down your throat to take ranks off. Now you're getting all the dice. He's
Yeah.
getting all the pillage. It's
rough.
dirty. It's very dirty.
I remember when Stony Shore Pillages were announced, everybody was just like, "This is boring. Like these suck." And then they're like the tankiest 5-point nerd unit in the
because
game.
you can heal. You can
can
heal
heal.
them from everything.
Yeah.
You can just take those wounds. Okay, I took the wounds. Guess what? I'm throwing 10 dice with 2 pillage tokens and that one of their cards that give them one of Baylor's cards give them something crazy.
Yeah, it's Black Tide Resentment. You get Vicious, and then you get a +1 die for each destroyed rank.
Yeah.
And then if they fail the panic test, they take an additional wound for each destroyed rank. So you can potentially do, and then with the pillage token, you can be throwing almost like 7 dice with rerolls, Sundering, and then we can battle. I don't know.
Battle Scars is pick one and one plus
Per-
one
for each destroyed rank.
So he had all 3.
And all 3, and then you just can delete a unit. I love when Baylor could sit in Silence Men, and then they wouldn't have the Dauntless heals, and then just eat through somebody's army, because old Bayron with giant resilience, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time with Great Joyce.
So we're gonna wrap it up. So
Yep.
thank you, Jan, for
Thank you
stopping
for
by.
having me.
Thank you for coming, and I'm glad you didn't have the flight issues you had last
Yeah,
time.
I was only delayed 45 minutes this time.
Thanks again, man.
Stefan.
I'm coming in.
Yeah.
Peace out.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Do a brief overview of the
Yep,
stats.
we're gonna wrap it up. Yep. Yep.
You'll never
All
believe who
right.
has the highest win rate
Who has the highest win rate?
at U.S. Nationals so far. Get one guess.
Because of the way you're saying it, I'm going to say Night's Watch, but my real guess would have probably been Lannisters, but I'll say Night's Watch.
Bolton's 67% win rate.
No shit. What, dude?
Lannisters, very respectable second place, 64. Night's Watch,
shit.
very respectable third place, 63%. Way down at the bottom, we have no neutrals. Free Folk struggling at 38. Stark struggling at 40. Baratheon struggling at 41. Greyjoy's doing respectable at 47. Targus respectable 49. Martell's respectable 56.
Wow, so... I'm sorry,
So
that almost choked
going
me up.
into this tournament, Baratheons were number 1 in the power rankings.
Ooh, man.
Third from the bottom.
Wow, Bolton's.
Bolton's
They only have
bottom
12
faction
games.
going into this.
And it is
number
Mark
1
Rupp
win
playing
rate. That's probably a good contributing factor.
Well-
Only 12 games played, so take that with a grain of salt. In terms of decent chunk of games played, Lannisters 39, Night's Watch 24, Martell's 27, Targaryen's 35, Greyjoy's 36, Baratheon's 51, and Stark's 42. So
Lots of
some of those
Baratheon.
other numbers you can put a bit more stock into, but yeah, that Bolton number I just thought was
That's a good
served to
call
be
out,
pointed
man.
out.
Bolton's at the top. Bolton's OP. I'm sorry. All right, so we're wrapping up. We'll be live tomorrow morning, same time, 10:30. We'll be right here. I don't know. Do you have top table listed already?
I don't know.
I'm sure it's going to be Jordan. I'm sure
Rounds.
their thing is going to be that Night's Watch list. He doesn't have it up.
Table 1 will be Jordan versus.
No, that's round 4.
Oh wait, round 5. They don't have it up yet.
All right, so it's probably going to be Jordan versus someone, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Another Lannister. Hopefully not another Lannister rematch or mirror match.
Who did you give your pick for who's gonna win this all?
I did. It's changed a couple times going through it. It was Micah for a little bit.
That was my pick. Yes, or at the start of the day. Yeah.
And then it kind of shifted more towards Alex after I saw that Baylor rip through. Now, I don't really know, honestly. There's a couple Night's Watch players that are up towards the top that are pretty good. Brett still has a fighting chance.
Still in it.
He's top 4 right now. I know he doesn't want to pick himself. I'll take the experience over the new blood.
Over the new blood.
I'll take
Okay.
Brett over everybody else. But I think it's really a toss-up. So we'll see. Hopefully, you guys tune in tomorrow and check out the stream. We'll
Try to have more
giveaways.
guests on.
Yep. After the tournament's done, we'll do this again. We'll try and sit down and grab the winner, and we'll interview the winner about his game, and we'll try and grab some of the other guys. From
Stefan
the
and I will have a greater buzz, more beers than today.
Yep. My buzz has worn off. I haven't had a beer in like 3 hours. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining. Hopefully you guys liked it, and we'll see you tomorrow.